Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes Arcadia. So, who all is this? Just Georg by himself?
This is just Georg on a reconnaissance run. Georg and Wraithwind
All
Yeah,
right,
riding up the creek.
like the good
Nick.
old days.
Nick, I'm sorry. Can you take off your headphones for a little while?
Oh, come on.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Tell me all the secrets. He's been waiting like a year for, maybe not quite a full year, but.
Right. So you start.
Nope.
How you gonna message me or something on Discord?
I'll just wave my hands like a madman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So you start heading up this cave, this canyon. The foliage, or not the foliage, the canopy overhead slowly becomes thicker, and the shadows begin to elongate as if the sun is going down, even though it's still fairly high up in the sky. After a few minutes, there are deep shadows that come off trees in unreasonable angles in ways that are not natural. You find yourself in this clearly unnatural setting. I mean, it's the normal setting. It's a thick canopy and canyon walls, and there's a creek flowing, but there are long shadows that reach out all over.
Do I feel like I've entered another plane?
No.
Okay. I don't have detect magic or anything memorized. I think I keep going.
The shadows
Keeping my eyes
spread,
out,
kind of
yeah.
blending in between everything. So the tree might have 6 shadows that reach out, but the area in between them is a lesser shadow even of itself. A chill begins to kind of the air becomes a little bit more chilled as you climb up the canyon until you hear a slow voice canting to you. You did not have to bring offerings directly to me. I would have happily taken them from you where you stored them.
Who is this? I pull the horse to a stop, looking around. Am I on the creek still?
Mm-hmm. The water is trickling down beside you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now. Georg, Carl, man from the east. You would never fail to recognize your benefactor.
Malchus? Does the amulet feel any different?
When you say his name,
Mm-hmm.
it tinges on your neck, on your chest.
So you are here.
You have done so well to appease me. I have another thing for you. Not only would I desire 6-legged beasts, but they're distant cousins. You familiar with the spiders of etherealness? The ones that phase in and out? That
Phase
vanish
spiders.
and appear?
I've heard tales.
You have done so well for me. I certainly would not be where I am today without you, my dearly beloved servant.
Eyes narrow. Is there anything? There's no obvious source of this. I'm just like in
Mm-mm.
the usual forest.
Mm-hmm. Have you stopped writing?
I did stop when the voice started.
Right.
Is it just? So what is it you wish?
This place are beasts. Phase
Yes.
spiders. I have problems elsewhere that need dealings.
So you want them brought here?
No, just captured. I can pick them up from wherever you hold them. I suppose it's been some time since you've been rewarded for your efforts.
What is this place? Are we in the Shadow Realm?
No,
at least
no. These are the mountains you and your friends crossed so long ago, when I first laid eyes upon you, struggling to get down the side, losing people, falling end over end, your bones cracking on the mountain slopes. Find me my spiders, find me my beasts, and your rewards will continue. There are more songs to be sung for you.
Yes. And you? Is it too much to ask what your plans are here?
I think you know what I desire, even if you don't understand why.
Chaos?
Want to see the world thrive. Your companion has been a most willing and useful agent for me.
Has he? Yes, I sense a darkness in him.
All he needs is a gentle push in the right direction.
What of the warrior? Is he a thorn in your side?
Of course not. He has been almost as useful as the two of you.
What is up this canyon? Shall I continue?
There's nothing exciting. But if you venture too far, I'm afraid our arrangement might have to end. I'm sure Malachi would not mind. Well, there can only be one bearer of the amulet. You have kept me so well fed.
If I venture further, will I see something I shouldn't? Or go somewhere I shouldn't?
Should is such a misunderstood word. We are all free agents in this world. One ought to do what they desire. But then again, one's desires are often their very downfall. I am a most loving, generous god. I would never tell you not to do something.
Can I trot a little further?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do. Yeah, I start moving a little further into the woods, up the canyon.
The stone on the ground, as you start to trot a little further, you notice at the very edges, it goes from natural stone to cut blocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's, kind of at the edge of your vision.
I just want a glimpse. Where does it lead? Is there
You familiar with the Akubin curse? May all your dreams come true.
I am not.
Come closer, dreamer. Let your dreams come true. I'm sure there are other agents out there willing.
Can I see anything ahead?
You're slowly trotting forward, and you can see that the ground, it goes from large blocks to small blocks to even paved ground to kind of like square stones carved out to like cobblestone roads on either side with a creek flowing between, little walls being built up around the trees. And then you hear the chirping of bats or something, kind of the high-pitched squawking of...
I'm still outside, right?
And you haven't set
Is
foot
the
on the
canopy
cut
overhead?
stone. Yes, it's still very dark in here, but you can't hear the bats.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do, Ryan?
I don't see anything obvious ahead. There's no like transition.
It's a smooth transition from completely wild to normal paved grounds.
Yeah. I'll turn around and head back down the canyon.
Right. As you head back down, the shadows very quickly retreat into their normal form. Right, bringing him back. And you trot back out into the area where you see Malachi and Tyrus hanging out.
How long was I gone? Was that just like 10 minutes? 20?
Yeah, 10-15 minutes.
Did you find it?
I shake my head. Nothing obvious. I'm getting echo from someone.
Yeah, I'm getting echo too.
Do you have speakers on or something?
It's a minor echo. We can live with it.
Yeah. All right. No, I saw no cave that you spoke of, but up the canyon, something is different. Perhaps an entrance to the Shadow Realm? I don't know. The canopy grows thick, and the shadows thick along with it.
Well, then,
and then
you have to show me.
I don't think that would be wise. I don't know. I mean, perhaps we can investigate later, but as I said, the shadows grow thicker and thicker, and where I turned around further up the canyon, there was construction. The earth was no longer natural. It was, worked stone.
Okay, if there's an entrance to the Shadow Realm there, we must try and save the people.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
What are you shying away from?
The fucking Shadow Realm. Did you not listen?
The whole point of killing the dragon is to find the portal to enter the Shadow Realm.
Yes, but that one's unknown. I know how that one works. This... I don't know.
Well,
I can take you some of the way, but if you wish to trek forward into your doom...
How can you be so sure?
Call. A hunch? I don't know.
I looked at Tyrus. What do you make of
this?
this?
Creeps.
I nod.
There's something not right.
Yeah, there's something not right.
Shadow realms, smoke methods. You guys.
Fuck. Fine.
You're serious about going into the Shadow Realm, right?
Well, how else are we going to save them, Tyrus? We can't just leave Van there to die. Or Jeeves, or even the Ranger.
Have you considered that if you can get in and back out, you could be letting out whatever is in there?
Exactly.
It might not just be rescuing Van.
Where do you think these little fuckers came from? I point to the imps struggling in the cage.
A few imps to murder is a small price to pay for getting back our friends.
What if it's not a few imps?
Well,
Has anyone here ever been there before?
Well, then we'll deal with it together, Tyrus. I'm not just gonna stand here and let them die. I thought you were a hero. I thought you were afraid of nothing.
Bravery doesn't mean you're not afraid. It just means you press on. It also means making hard decisions, sometimes giving up someone close to you for the betterment of everyone else.
What, you've come all this way and you're gonna turn away just because Georg says to?
I can't say I've ever been on the same side of an argument as him. Except for today.
Look, we can come back and explore this place at some point, but right now we've got 2 imps in a cage.
Look, if you really want to... There are other ways. There are people who know how to get there and back. Take your time. Think about it. If that's something you really can't live without doing.
I don't understand what you could have seen that's so terrifying that now you can't show me.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't say I wouldn't show you. I just said I wouldn't go with you.
Well, show me then. Look, I can't ride your horse. Surely I can get on the back. Tyrus can mind the imp. You can show me. You can show me why you're so scared.
Why don't you walk up there yourself?
Take me 3 hours to get to the top of there. His horse will get there in minutes.
You can't ride my
lazy?
horse. This is impossible.
Fine, we'll all go then. Georg will show us, and then we'll make an informed decision.
Someone needs to keep an eye on the imps.
Georg?
Why don't you let him go, Georg? He's never gonna...
I think we need to get these imps back. I guess I can't teleport them till morning.
Look, if he's just gonna go off in the night and do it anyway, if we're gonna camp here.
I'll go in the morning.
Why don't you just take a hike up there, Malachi, if you're so interested? I'll watch the imps with Georg.
Because I can't get back if something terrible were to happen. I'll go in the morning when I can navigate better.
Alright.
Sleep on it.
Sleep on the decision, too.
Yeah.
I'm not. I turned around because I don't know if there is any going back. This isn't like the portal beneath Shirebrook.
Tyrus's head snaps at you when you say that. What portal?
The one you've been guarding?
What portal?
I told you the borders of the prime materia plane are thin here. Shadows are not too far beneath the surface. If you help us kill that dragon, I'll show you too.
Tyrus picks up the cage and starts walking down the creek with it. You guys can make camp. I know, Ryan, you've got to run.
Yeah.
You've got real world life to attend to.
So if Tyrus is walking back to town?
No, he's just walking down to the end of the canyon, so you're a little more out of the way. If Malachi, if you want to walk up the canyon and take a look, this would be a good spot for Ryan to jump out, and then you and I to keep doing this.
I wanna sleep first and go in first thing in the morning if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. In that case, I think we'll make camp. I'll make a tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want Tyrus in my tiny hut.
That's fine. He's not going to hang out in your tiny hut anyway.
I think first thing in the morning, I will. If Malachi is going to go explore, do you want me to guide you, or do you want to?
I mean, if you don't want to go, I'll go on my own.
Why don't we have Malachi go on his own? That way,
Okay.
Ryan can head off and we can.
Yeah, I think I'll teleport back with the methods.
Back to Aldrich's Tower?
Maybe back to my own tower. If Malachi's like, I'm going to go wander off.
Whoa.
Are the methods still there in the morning?
Yes.
I'm not going to let you steal the methods. Well, I mean, I guess if you're going to teleport and tell me you're going to Aldrich's Tower, I can't stop you, but...
I probably don't mention where I'm going. We can,
Yeah.
So I'll reduce the method, I'll memorize enough reduces to reduce methods and the cage, so they're light enough for me to teleport back.
And then you'll just teleport in the morning. We'll pick up later where you teleport to.
Yeah.
And
then Malachi can, so I'll tell him I'll meet him back. I guess I'll meet you back in Shirebrook if you survive.
What? Fine.
If you...
Just...
Like, if
It doesn't sound that dangerous, Georg.
Wandering into the shadow plane or something, whatever's up there.
I'm just going to take a look. You took a look. You're fine.
I went. I walked further than I felt comfortable. Like it wasn't. There wasn't a portal. It seemed like a smooth transition. It seemed like at any step could have taken me somewhere where there's no turning back from.
All right. I'll be careful. I'll bear it in mind.
I'll see you in Shirebrook.
And with that, Georg teleports out. We'll see you next week, Ryan.
Yeah. Can we do Tuesday at this time slot?
Yes. Tuesday at 11?
Yeah. Yep. Or noon or whatever works for you guys.
Tuesday at noon?
Noon is better. Yep.
Tuesday at noon.
Tuesday before misclicks.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Have fun.
Cool.
Well, we're assuming Nick makes it back. He may be finding himself on Hardcore Heroes' other side next week.
Assuming Malachi makes it back intact, we'll pick up Hardcore Heroes Arcadia next week. If he doesn't, then we'll make plans and figure it out. You know, it might just go back to Dicing with Death and Hardcore Heroes' other side, or who knows.
GLHF. Don't die.
Yeah. See you, Ryan.
Bye-bye.
All right. The next
Okay.
day, Cyrus tells you he'll wait for you to come back down, but if you're not back by the time the sun comes down, he's going to leave you.
All right. Fair. I should be back soon. So I will, I guess, be a small bird. Oh, is there birds of prey around here?
Falcons, hawks, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Maybe I won't do that then. Maybe I'll just be a smoke method. Can smoke methods fly?
Yeah.
All right. Up the hill we go.
All right. You start flying your way up the hill. How fast do smoke methods go?
When things start looking sketchy, I guess I'll turn back into me. But I'll just do the majority of the walk in flight.
Sure. See if there's anything important I need to know about smoke methods. No. Cool. So you start fluttering up this canyon to the area where you guys were before and start fluttering further up. When you notice the canopy overhead begins to get thicker and thicker, kind of creating these deeper, longer shadows everywhere. And even though it's fairly early and the sun hasn't yet peaked up over the edge of the Shadow Mountains, you're getting these very specific shadows that reach out long to this way or long to that way.
Okay.
And as you fly further and further up, the shadows begin to come out at multiple unreasonable angles. The sun's not even above the mountains yet. There shouldn't be any specific shadows, but now trees have shadows going in multiple directions.
Okay. But it's
you still imp form right now?
Is it still river?
Yeah, there's a creek, there's rocks, there's trees, bushes, all sorts of stuff.
Can I walk comfortably though if I was in human form?
Yeah, there are areas where it's easy to walk, and there's areas where you might have to scramble to get past your current.
Yeah, I'll be me because it's safer that way.
You start walking as the canopy gets thicker and the shadows elongate even further to the point where you've got like 4 or 5 shadows coming off of a tree with deep dark shadows with lighter shadows in between, You can't
Okay.
even see the sky anymore. And
I
there's
I
a
take out
chill in the air.
the continual lightstone.
Okay. The lightstone sheds very faint light around you, much less
Okay.
than you would expect it to.
Does it move does it affect the shadows?
Barely.
Okay. Cautiously forward.
You come to a point where you're having to scramble around a rock. It's not going to be too difficult. But as you cross over this, you're kind of hugging the rock, shifting your way around it. A slow voice kind of fills the canyon around you, saying, my most enthusiastic servant. It's a pleasure to meet you, finally. The flesh.
And you are...
A co-conspirator. We have worked together many times. Not for me, you would not be the man you are today.
I don't owe my success to anyone but myself.
But all great achievers pretend.
And what? You go around taking credit for everyone else's work? What is this place?
A canyon in a mountain.
Where are my friends?
I think they teleported home.
No. The cleric.
Not really your friend.
Who? The wizard or the cleric?
I wouldn't trust either of them farther than I could toss a rock.
Why should I trust you? Do you know where they are? You know who he is. Van Helsing.
For now.
Is he through here?
Why are you insisting on such a petty nuisance? He's only ever held you back in life.
He's all I have left.
You don't need him. He's only ever kept you from achieving the things you've wanted. How many times have you had to secret away your plans because you knew he would protest? How would he feel about your beautiful and elegant rolls? You know.
If it were the other way around, he'd stop at nothing.
Well, he's always been a bit of an idiot.
Why don't you care? He honors the gods. He honors Cheese. Your daughter?
I appreciate you bringing me my mephits.
What do you want with them?
Oh. There's an itch I need to scratch. The mephits and the six-legged beasts will help.
Where should I take them?
Oh, doesn't matter. Collect them together. I will find you. Use them. Since you've done such a fabulous job, I might ask one more thing of you.
What is it?
Well, Baron Malachi, did your traveling friend not tell you? Did he not relay to you our conversation? You are quite the topic.
No. He warned me off coming here.
How very like him,
Now I
wanting
can see
all
why.
the power and glory for himself.
He's locked up inside his own mind. He can't see the bigger picture.
I'll give you an equal chance. Are you familiar with ethereal creatures, those that dance between the planes, that appear and disappear?
In word only.
I think you've taken their distant cousins for your own symbol. Eight-legged, phasing spiders.
Yes.
Yes. Would very much love a few pets.
If you're who I think you are, surely you don't need me to collect monsters for you. What about your servants in the Black Pine Marsh? Surely.
Ones you murdered? The ones
Yes.
you stopped from their glorious tasks?
Well, I think I may have been too late, but yes, those same ones. You don't seem annoyed.
The weak are destined to die. Strong, destined to lead the future. They were too weak, and you have served such a beautiful replacement.
Clearly they were not strong enough. Are you confined to this place?
Don't worry your pretty little head about me. I am what I am.
Is it possible to save the people that have been taken? Did you take them?
That trash, that drivel. I did you a favor. I removed greatest obstacles to your success. It's one of my gifts to you.
Maybe you're right. But what now?
Spiders. Displacer beasts. I think that's what you call them. If you can collect them, cage them up, lock them down, you can have that title you've been looking for. There are enough pawns in place to shift the board to your inevitable ascension.
Did Georg steal my imps?
They're not your imps, they're my mephits.
Well, does it matter where they are?
No.
So we can cross that one off the list.
Yes.
Okay.
It's such a pleasure to finally speak with you.
It's a pleasure to finally get some answers. I don't understand. Are you more powerful now or less? Does your lack of presence in the sky mean you are weakened or empowered? Maybe you don't have all of the answers after all. Do you have anything else to say to me?
Consider your greatest ally.
And who is that? I have no allies. All that I trust have gone. All that are left fear me, or worse, despise me.
Your greatest ally is not a who, but a what. Under what conditions have you ascended to greatness? In which places have you made the most progress? Under what conditions have you achieved glory, renown, fame, wealth, and power?
Well, you'll have to be a bit more specific. I've achieved a lot of glory and fame and power in a lot of different arenas. Mostly through the use of magic, but I don't suppose that's what you're referring to. The gods speak in riddles. Does it please you to see us squirm?
Pleases me to see world turn, see the board shift. Some prefer their neat little stacks, all squared away, everything tallied, tracked.
For those who wish to rule, order amongst one's subjects can make things easier.
Yes. Makes it easier for weak people to keep the strong in check. Order is just an excuse for tyrants to suppress freedom.
Yes.
Order has never made your life easier. Never
Perhaps
made
not.
your father's life easier.
But
He
when
and
I'm
his thrived the chaos of smuggling, the chaos of illegal trade.
what
Till he
happened to
didn't-
his soul?
My sister tracks it.
Where is my mother?
That is what you have to ask? Of all the things in your heart, that is the one you keep most
I
locked
don't know.
away?
I've never met anyone else that would have an answer.
If that is what you wish to know,
Well,
bring me my beasts, and I shall open doors.
it's one thing that I wish to know. There is a great many answers. Could you not bring one of them back from the other side? You've taken so many. If I do this for you, could you not deliver one?
Not one over there of use to you. Each one holds you back. Each one dulls your senses, slows your ambition.
Maybe you could convince Van to our way of thinking.
Concern yourself not with the triflings of misguided, slow-witted mortals. You are the only thing of importance in your life. Focus on yourself. Now, it's getting late. you should go before your shield leaves you.
Right. I take one last look around. At this point, I feel like all the shadows have sort of engulfed around me. I'm almost stood in a black void. Maybe as the voice fades, the world fades back into view.
It's not quite a black. It's still clearly this cave or canyon. You can still hear the water rippling by your feet. Down the canyon, or I guess up the canyon, you can kind of see where the rocks on the sides of the walls stop being just normal canyon walls and kind of transcend into chiseled stone and columns. And it's the light hasn't changed in this place. It's not gotten any brighter. It's not gotten any darker. It's just been this murky, shadowy filled canyon, as if there are bright lights all over the place just being blocked by the canopy above.
So I guess I'll just slowly start to step backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then what?
You head back down the
after I
canyon?
sort of after the shadows return to normal, I'll turn into a bird and fly out.
Okay. You fly out towards the setting sun.
So it's been like all day.
It's been like all day. You find Tyrus at the bottom of the canyon. The bodies of 8 lizard men are stacked up neatly around him.
Badass. Has it been that long?
Jesus Christ, man, I thought you were dead. I was just about ready to leave.
Feels like I've been gone minutes.
Well, what'd you find up there?
It's like he said, but there's more to it than that. There's a voice.
Whose voice?
I don't know.
Well, what'd it tell you?
Just forget about Van.
Claps you on the shoulder a few times, gives you a light side hug. Well,
Maybe we should head back.
yeah. You got any more of them winged horses in you?
Yeah, but I kind of fancy the walk. Let's walk for a bit and then
All right.
I guess I just walk through the forest for a bit with Tyrus, but mostly just silent. And then, after 45 minutes or something, I'll Pegasus up.
Okay. You guys head out on Pegasus back and fly back to Shirebrook. Okay. You arrive back that night, late. Tyrus has you drop him off on the south side of the river. He says he'll make his way, not to worry about him.
Okay.
He'll find
Hello.
Sturge and be back in a couple of weeks with him.
I almost forgot about the dragon on the way back here. So I'm gonna fly back into Aldrich's tower.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's empty.
Oof. I'm not sure where Ryan went.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the tower. I'm gonna pick up Aldrich's books on necromancy, and then I'm gonna fly back out to a secluded part of the woods and start reading through them.
All right. And I think that's as good of a spot as we're going to get for today.
Yeah.
I hope the
Damn.
answers have been more than
That was cool.
appropriate.
Yeah.
So let's dole out experience. You defeated a whole nest full of bugbears.
And given that Ryan's not here,
you get it all. Not quite. Let's see. There's a bunch of bugbears. There were 3 smoke methods, which weren't too much of a challenge, but I guess you still defeated them in combat. Let's see. You kind of discovered a new area. You spoke with something. God knows what the hell that was. I'm sure you have your ideas.
Yeah.
Let's see, that's worth that much experience. Let's put some role-playing stuff in there. Oh, you did start the ballista stuff and
We captured the method, and we kind of discovered what caused the disappearances. Sort of.
Yeah. I feel like that's experience that you should get separate from Ryan because he was never part of that quest line.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
I mean, you might want to give some to Van and Bastion, but not really.
Well, they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I suppose.
So why don't you mark down, because all that experience gets divided between you, Ryan, and Tyrus, except for the storyline stuff. So why don't you mark 3,500 for bugbears, mephits, discoveries, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Eben, I know you're in chat. If you can remember to remind Ryan that he gets 3,500 or update his character sheet for him, that seems a little weird. But just make sure he gets that number, 3,500. And then Malachi, for your questing, figuring out what's been taking things in the Shadow Mountains is worth a fat load. What other answers did you finally get?
Well, basically just what happened to them, and I don't know. I didn't really find any answers on what the lair is. Seems kind of weird the lair's not there. Oh, the Chimera's lair. That's been going for a while.
Oh. Why don't you just take another 5,000 experience for answers regarding the Shadow Mountains, which has been a storyline from season 2?
Yeah, I mean, since I was trying to think back, like what was that episode with the dwarves? That was.
I would think that was season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, I think it was actually, wasn't it? Yeah. So damn, that is a long time.
Yep. Well, I mean, that was how it was going. Season 1 was all about you guys coming into your own as heroes. Season 2 was about the change in sharp change in the world and things kind of falling apart and whatnot. World getting darker a lot faster than it was beforehand. And season 3 is everyone's all fucked.
Starting to rebuild. All right, that's a lot of experience, and that's the most experience we've ever got.
Yeah, what was that, like 8,500 for you total?
Yeah, with 10% though, 9,350.
Yeah, well, it's not likely to come back in that large quantity again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, getting closer.
Getting closer.
All right, thanks, Neal. Good game.
Yep, we'll be playing next Tuesday at noon Pacific time, I believe.
Yep.
That's going to be Tuesday the 6th. So I'll update the thing right now. Anything interesting going on with you this next week that people should be aware of?
No, not really. Well, I mean, nothing that people should be aware of.
Okay. 2:03. But the 7th. It's actually the 7th of March at 2000 GMT. As my moderator who built Nealbots from England, so of course he uses English time as the
nice.
Yeah, jerk. All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you next week with more Hardcore Heroes Arcadia. Bye.
See ya. Bye.